there. Thank you for joining us for our study abroad info session. Today we'll be talking about our UF in Copenhagen and Berlin program, focusing on identity and cultural exploration. My name is Emma Frierson. I'm one of the study abroad advisors at UF, and I'm a double gator. So I went to UF for undergrad and grad school, and during my time in undergrad, I actually did 2 UF-sponsored programs, one in New Zealand and one in Ireland. So our program today is also considered a UF-sponsored program, meaning it's led by a UF staff or faculty member taking a group of UF students abroad.
Hi, my name is Morgan. I'm the second staff member that will be participating in this program with you. Like Emma, I'm also a double gator, earning my bachelor's and master's here. During my undergraduate degree, I spent a summer studying abroad in Austria.
So feel free to pause and read more about the focus of our program. Something I wanted to be sure that y'all understood too was the structure of what our program will look like. So we will be arriving in country on a Sunday. We know you guys will be a little bit jet lagged and getting used to the time change. So that day is really going to be focused on orientation. We'll have a welcome dinner. And then following that, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, we will be focusing on academics, and we're going to follow a similar structure in both Copenhagen and Berlin. So Monday, we're going to be focused on politics and history. Tuesday, we'll be focused on wellness and art. And then Wednesday will be social justice, and Thursday will be sustainability and architecture. And then Friday in each study is going to be dedicated to group and individual reflections. So we'll talk about what we did that week, reflect on some of the frameworks that we've talked about related to intercultural competency, etc. And then Saturday, we've left open to be a free day for students. So you can explore the city, do day trips by yourself with other students. Morgan and I will be sure to give you guys some good recommendations for that. So we are spending our first week in Copenhagen, Denmark's capital city. So we will be doing site visits related to Danish culture. We're going to be learning about hygge, the Danish concept of kind of coziness and feeling really comfortable in your own space and with others, sustainability, which is one of Denmark's proudest features, and how Denmark came to be one of the happiest countries. I think as of now, it's number 2, only behind Finland, which is another Nordic country, so I'll give them that. But we will be visiting the Nye Carlsberg Glyptotek, which is one of my favorite museums. It's a Greek sculpture museum with lots of Danish art as well. The Rosenborg Castle, and do a walking tour of the Nordhavn district. So this is one of the more urban and sustainable districts in Copenhagen. So it's really neat to see that blend of architecture, sustainability, and how you can see just the Danish culture really prioritized throughout that.
And then on Sunday, after the first week is over, we are going to be taking a flight together to Berlin, where we're going to spend our second week. We're going to learn a little bit about German culture. We're also going to be taking a little focus on World War II and how it has impacted the city divided, how they came together in the 80s, and how it's really impacted their ideologies behind nationalism and pride in their own country. During that time, we're going to visit the German Parliament building, get to talk to some people about what it's like both in the European Union and outside. We're going to be able to visit Global Village and do a walking tour of Berlin Wall, the Berlin Wall and Checkpoint Charlie, which is a really great site for both German citizens, immigrants, asylees to be able to really use artwork to express what their feelings are with not only the German government and the European Union, but things that are going on outside in the world. During the 2 weeks, we're going to be focusing on not only the culture and the identities of the countries that we're going to, but we're also going to really have you focus internally as well as to what culture means to you. We're going to have some reflective journals, both pre, midway, and post program to give you time to really take in what you're hearing about, what you're learning about, and how you want to express it through your own culture and identity. We're going to do some museum discussion board posts just to highlight a couple of the museum visits that we're going to be doing. Emma and I are also more than happy to recommend our favorites in each location for your free day or your free time if you're looking for even more things to go and do. And then Friday in each location will be our reflection day. We're going to do some activities both in a group setting, so you're going to be able to talk with other students that are on the program, but then you're also going to have some time dedicated for yourself to do some internal reflection, internal journaling, writing out your thoughts and feelings. This program is really great for students who maybe have not traveled extensively by themselves, or maybe you did go to one of these places, but you were, 7 and you didn't really get all of the things. Maybe you're only there for a day or two, because we're going to be doing so much more country involvement. We're also going to have a really great pre-departure session, one for the introductions for you to get to know other students that are on the program, an itinerary overview, and we're also going to go through the academics of the program in more detail. Our second pre-departure is going to be actually here at the Harm Museum on campus. It's going to be how to get the most out of your museum visit, which for some of the museums that we're going to, we want to make sure that you are getting the most out of the experience. Pre-departures 3 and 4 are going to be focused specifically on those country ideologies. We're also going to take some time to give you all the information that you need to know about going to each location, also how to help you pack, public transportation systems. And then we're also going to lay some of the foundations for the intercultural competencies framework, which is going to help you kind of navigate your own cultural development.
So for cost, the total program fee is $4,696. So this is going to include tuition for 3 credits. And because this is a summer program, those 3 credits can count towards your summer residency requirement. So it doesn't fulfill it in its entirety, but it can be 3 of the 9 summer residency requirements. So it also includes housing in both Copenhagen and Berlin, our in-country travel. So that's going to be picking you up from the airport, dropping you off at the airport at the end of the program, and the flight that Morgan mentioned from Copenhagen to Berlin. And students will also be given public transit passes. So this will help you get to places in the evenings. You can use this on your day trips, on Saturdays, and we'll use this to meet at site visits and anything you kind of need while you're there. There are also going to be entry fees for the program sites that are covered by this program fee. So entrance into museums, having guest lectures, site visits, that sort of thing. And every location, we're going to have breakfast available for students. So that'll most likely be offered in the hotels and hostels that we're staying in. And we'll be doing a welcome dinner in each location. So those welcome dinners are going to feature a lot of traditional and cultural foods for both Danish culture and German culture, because food is a really big part of culture. So we want to make sure that you guys are experiencing that. You will also be covered by our international health insurance, which includes emergency medical assistance. So if anything happens during the 2 weeks that you're abroad, this will cover doctors' visits, emergency evacuation, anything under the sun. So parents usually like to hear that, so we like to include that. As far as what's not included, your international airfare will not be included from the United States to Europe. So you get to pick those flights. We will have a group chat where students can communicate with one another. Hey, I'm trying to fly out from Miami, Orlando, Tampa. So if you guys do want to book with one another, you would have the opportunity to do that. If you want to stay later in the country and do some solo traveling after the program, you're also welcome to do that, as long as you arrive by when we ask y'all to. And that's kind of our main requirement. And again, you can depart whenever you please. We just won't provide airport transportation if you're not doing it the day that everybody else is leaving. And then any personal expenses in travel are not included. So that's keychains for family members, your day trips on your free Saturdays, that sort of thing. And a big question that we get in our office is how you can use Bright Futures for study abroad. So one of the requirements to be able to use Bright Futures is that you're taking at least 6 credits during a term. So this program over summer A is only 3 credits. So you would need to take another course during summer B to be at the 6 credit minimum to be able to use Bright Futures. So if you are doing that, you're taking another class during summer B, and you want to know how much Bright Futures will cover from this program fee, just like be ready, lock in. I'm giving you the numbers. So 159 times 3 is 477. So if you have 75% coverage, it's 477. If you have full coverage at $212.71, that is going to be $638. And you also would have the option to use a deferment form where you get to say, hey, this is how much the program fee is, but I'm expecting this much to be covered by Bright Futures. So you do not have to pay the full program fee. You can just pay that amount and leave the charge that Bright Futures would cover on your 1.UF. And then when Bright Futures disperses, it'll cover that amount. So if you have any further questions about finances, we always recommend checking in with Student Financial Aid, because they can look up your specific aid package and give you exact numbers. But we think we know the Bright Futures numbers because we do get asked that question a lot.
So if you have any other questions, feel free to use the QR code to get in touch with Emma and I. It takes you to our program brochure page with our hyperlinks to both of our appointment bookings or contact us form. We hope you are excited to go to Copenhagen and Berlin with us, and we look forward to talking with you soon. Dankeschön.
Awesome. Talk, talk.